So this is what is happening today. It wasn't on the cards to be this far along, but well, I'm going to talk money right now. As you know, Amy's having a loft pod up there and we need to get on with it. So we had a quote from a roofer, and they quoted us £1,500 plus VAT, so we can add another couple hundred onto that to fit this roof light. Now it's taken them 10 minutes to get that hole in the roof, and the roof light, it cost us £325 all in. For this is one of my father-in-laws. So David's dad lives in the west of Scotland, and this is Johnny, who is the partner of David's mum. He's a roofer and builder, nearing 70. So we haven't wanted to. He works full time. He's a super fit. Like he's a workhorse bloke, and we hadn't wanted to. His weekends are his weekends. He needs that downtime. But when he heard the quote, he was like, "I'll do it for you. No, this is what I do in my day job. I'm doing it." So that was really good of him. And it's easy because it's a bungalow roof. You know, even David's scared of heights, and he's been up there as well. So we're getting a Velux window in today for Amy's roof pod, loft pod.
Down a bit. It's not going to go much further down, don't it? It's caught on that wood.
Is in and open because it's 32 degrees up there right now. We're up right at the back of the garden now. This is where my greenhouse will be when we make it. And the compost base will come down here. There used to be a fence running across all this land here. Can you see? I've got all of this to clear right now. And David's just took the fence down for me. We can reuse some of this with some of it's rotten, some of it isn't. But we can make compost base out of this, so that's great. This is now my dumping area of all the things that I'm finding as I'm pulling the garden out. I've got a nice stash of bricks that I'm hoping can go into the greenhouse build, but we're a million miles away from that right now. So yes, I have some clearing out to do. Can of worms springs to mind. So the back fence is being built at that level. So I've now taken that fence out, and I now need to build some sort of retaining wall. I'm going to do it. I've spoken to David, and I'm going to be having a go at bricklaying. I think I've got an ash here, an ash tree with bindweed, and that is why I needed to get in here, so I don't regret it. I regret the extra work, and I'm upset that my original plan isn't going to work. I'm not really upset, crikey. I need to have a rethink about this whole area, because this was supposed to be a walkway, and now it can't be a walkway, but it needed to be done. That ivy is ruining that fence. Like I say, I've got bindweed and umpteen nettles, but look, a very little holly tree. See if I can do something with that and bring him on. So yeah, a retaining wall here. I need to clear the other part out, and it's just another project we've now got going on top of everything else. It's out the window. So then, this porch has to come down because it is unsafe. The reason why we're doing it now is because we have a new door to be fitted in about a month's time. This was quite nerve-wracking for me because I didn't know if I would have the strength to actually hold the window in place. Thankfully I did. And that's camera woman Lucy there. We are able to use the window for my greenhouse. We got it out in one piece, all safe. The glass is still intact, so that's been stored at the back with the other front door, and that will be my greenhouse shed type building right where I'm building that retaining wall. Do lots of woolens on there to protect my arms in case the glass shattered. While the window and the brickwork were unsafe, this door frame did not want to come out. And more of those sunroom tiles, can you believe it? So I've shown you lots of destruction. I think it's time that I showed you something that's nearing completion and actually really quite lovely. I'm in Lucy's room. She's designed the colours herself and she's hit the nail on the head. It's so calming and relaxing in here. So it's not completely finished, but I'll give you a peek. Right, I'm going to try the zoom out thing again, but it might look funny. That's a bit better. Yeah, it puts it like a fisheye, doesn't it? Fisheye lens. Ah, there you go. There's little Lucy's room. So I took that carpet up because it was a bit grotty, and when we took it up we released a lot of smell, so I'm pleased we did that. You might remember that there was a pink carpet in here. This is the, must be so old vinyl tile still here, and we will put a carpet down around autumn time because it will get cold. There's a blind on its way for Lucy's window. I would like to get curtains to keep the heat in and the cold out. This is the radiator that we resprayed. That was had the date stamp of 1976. So David's resprayed this, and I think it's come up really well. So it was a radiator enamel spray just from a hardware store, just from we call it B&Q in England, but I think Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that over in other places. And so yeah, so this is Lucy's room. She's gone for like a pistachio sage green on her walls. It's kitted out pretty much with IKEA stuff. This is our old bed frame. Lucy asked for a double bed and I said yes because it future-proofs the room, and it means that if anything happens, if Amy can't get up her ladders up in the loft, let me turn you around. if Amy can't get up in the loft, up her ladders, I don't know whether she's poorly or whether she's hurt her foot like I've hurt my foot today. She does have a space down here, and I felt that was important, even though I haven't said those words to the girls. That in the back of my mind, I thought it's probably sensible to have a double room set up in the second bedroom down here. So that's Lucy's room. We have moved in. We don't have any broadband, which is why there's been a huge gap in upload. It's not even, we're supposed to get switch on for the broadband today, but we know there isn't any, there isn't a socket, there's no boxes, there's no wiring into the house, so it's going to be even longer. If you see this video, was it week beginning the 11th of June, it means that I've probably gone to a cafe and uploaded via their Wi-Fi. So I'm hoping to do that at some point this week. So what I'll do to end this video is I'll take you around the house. None of it is pretty. We're squished in, they're still boxes. It's still grotty to look at. The walls aren't finished. And I'll take you around, but please forgive me. It's not pretty at all. And I was brought up, we change arms. I was brought up by my mum, who was very judgmental of other people, and I remember my mum's best friend had, they didn't have a living room carpet for a couple of years, and that was massive. Like, nobody does that. You always, you don't. And that affected me. Like the way my mum used to talk about people and judge people really affected me. And as an adult, even now, even though I've pushed through those, and that's why I do kind of try and rebel norms and make it okay to make do. Even though I'm in that place, there's still some psychology there that says when someone comes to visit my house, it has to be spotless, immaculate. I don't want to be judged for my house. So to put this on YouTube, how we're living right now, even though it's perfectly acceptable and the house is absolutely fine, it works, it's has all the amenities, we're safe, we live a privileged working class life. We still have to be really careful. I still find it a little bit embarrassing. I can't get rid of those. So this is quite big for me. It's harder to do this than harder to come on without makeup on my face. So I will do this for you. Let's go. All right, we'll start at the north end of the house, which is the dark side. You've already seen the porch is no more. I'll show you this wall. I can't show you this wall. It does wobble. It's calling me a liar. Okay, so this is my porch. Temporary letterbox, because this door doesn't have a letterbox in it. Let's get back in. Sorry if that was too fast. Okay, so this is my hallway just now. Yep. All right, so there will be a new door coming. Did I mention it? I think I did. There will be a new door coming here. A draft-proof door, because obviously this is the north side, and when the north wind blows in the winter, this will be really quite cold. David's put us a temporary coat rack up here. I've got place for the shoes, and if I can get in, this is kind of how it will be set up, but we will be paneling, fake paneling all along here. And this side will be left as it is. And I think we may put a radiator cover here to go with the paneling. And it's up. You might remember my sister-in-law made me that, and I distressed the frame. But I'm really happy that it's in its final position. Final, I might put it there. Also, that's the lampstand that you might have, if you followed me, you might know I've been distressing it. Do you think that lampshade is actually too small? I think it's a shade too small. I think it's a shade too small. What do you think? And in other news, David doesn't like this. Distressed, the thing I worked on for a full day. And I agree. I think we're going to sand it back and incorporate it into the colour scheme of the paneling, which may be a light grey and it may be a light green. We're not sure yet. We'll see. We'll get to that. I think that's it. Other than this is also the storeroom for my bags of flour. If I'm talking fast, it's because I'm really anxious. I don't like this, but I think it's important to document that everything is not always what it seems. And certainly as I do my knitting podcasts in my sunroom, which is all finished and all nice, I want you to know what's behind the facade. Okay, right, this next one is my bedroom. It is very grotty in there and it does have things everywhere, so bear with me. A lot of this is my craft stuff, which actually has no place to go. I don't know what I'm going to do with my craft stuff. This used to be in the living room in my other houses. It's coming in here. I'm getting an armchair in my bedroom. It fits just. Ignore my bedstand, it's very scruffy. The walls obviously are very scruffy. We're on the floor. Ignore my washing pile. I have a lot of laundry to process. So Lucy has our bed, which means we are on the floor until we can get a bed frame. It's fine. It's all right. Don't mind it at all. And this is my furniture. So you could probably tell how we're going to go in this room. Probably tell with my furniture. It will be quite traditional, I think. And it will be beige in here. Beige with touches of red, because that's what I like and that's what I find calm. And it'll need to be as light as possible because this is also on the north side. The problems with these walls are they're cracked. All the plaster's cracked all over the place. Probably won't pick up very well. And also it looks like in time that the plaster's been painted and then been papered over, and now we've pulled the paper off. The patterning of the back of the paper is staying on in places. I don't know if we can get this off to expose the plaster, and actually I think we've decided, not 100%, but we've talked about it. I think we're going to do a different style of fake paneling to the hallway and all the way around, and paint it in a very light creamy beige all the way around, quite high up. And then in this portion we will paper the same wallpaper all the way around, so there won't be a feature wall, I don't think, but it will just all tie in quite nicely and hopefully be quite bright. Those curtains, I'll show you. They followed me around from house to house. They were super long, and fit in the previous bedroom of the house that we sold before we moved into the rental. And shall I have a sit down and talk to you? Okay. So those curtains were really long. And when we moved into the rental, we needed some curtains for the living room. And I thought, okay, I'll take them up on the sewing machine. I will put them a standard 90-inch drop. They'll fit any house we go into. Not a problem. The patio doors leading into the sunroom, that is in the dining room, or what will be the dining room, needs a very large curtain in there. And they're bigger than the 90-inch drop of those curtains. So if I'd left them alone, they would have been perfect for in there. But I'm going to have to... That's us. I'm going to have to cut them down to a 72-inch drop to fit those windows. But it's fine. It's fine. It will be toasty warm. They're thick. They're blackout. It'll be all right in the end. Okay. Now, you're moving into now my living room, or what will be my living room. However, at the moment, it is a storeroom, and it is, oh my word, and it is my eldest daughter's place of rest just now. This is where Amy is staying. She's a chaotic kid. She's highly intelligent, but she is quite chaotic as well. So this suits her down to the ground. The gas has already been isolated from that, so there's no gas running to that fire. It is safe because it was condemned and it is off the wall. It was not a safe contraption, but it is safe now, thankfully. Next month, on the 18th and the 19th of August, this fire will be taken out completely, and maybe there'll be a back boiler in there, we're not sure. All taken out, and a wood burning stove will be going in there, because this is my living room eventually. I am worried where we're going to put all this stuff and house Amy while that dirty, dusty, sooty work is happening. I will say, behind these walls is an elderly couple, and they are hard of hearing, and they have the TV up really pretty loud. So before we do anything in this room, we will be soundproofing down the alcoves. So it's absolutely fine. But I have lived in a house where neighbourly noise was it was awful, to be honest with you, and it has left scars. Why am I focusing on this mess? It has left psychological scars. And if I like silence, I like peace and quiet. I'm an introvert, a highly sensitive one at that, and I need time to. I'm still focusing on the mess. I need time to just relax in silence. Right, come on, we're going. Where to now? You've seen Lucy's room. That's my cupboard, my cleaning cupboard, where the electricity's in there. The bathroom is it's workable. It's fine. We've had to just put a temporary shower curtain around here, because what was happening was the water was shooting down onto the carpet down there, and with it being a carpet, it's in a good nick. We don't want to be changing that carpet. This carpet, not my bath mat. It is absolutely fine. We're not doing anything here. There are some holes in the wall, in the ceilings from the electrician. That's brick dust that I haven't cleaned off. Moving on. Okay, last bit. This will be the dining room, but at the moment it is my dining and living room. There's a TV there. It doesn't work because we run our TV from the internet, and obviously the aerial is in the other living room where Amy sleeps. So yeah, I'll not talk you through this, but this will be just a dining area, and then my kitchen. Ignore the dishes. I wasn't putting them away. I wasn't putting them away for the video. It works. It's tight. It's very tight. But we're in. I have a chilli in my slow cooker, a meatless chilli, vegetable one. My washing machine is in. It all works. It's just hard work. My fridge freezer, I did mention that only just say would fit, and it really is in by the skin of its teeth, and we did have to knock some of the tiles off down there to get it to fit in. We don't know about this room. Behind this wall is a garage wall, and our theory has been that we would make a storeroom just to take some of the kit that I don't. Let's turn you around. Oh, looks almost calm. To house some of the extra kitchen kit in a storeroom there, and we have been talking about where the fridge is, to knock through and have that as a back room. I don't know. We might just access it through the garage door. I don't know. I'm sure we'll we'll come to it in time. So we have a lot to do. Shall I go and sit in the sunroom? Come on, we'll go and sit in the sunroom. It has been raining, but I love the sound of rain on the roof. There. Oh, let me move my knitting. My knitting. There we go. Let's turn you round. Oh, too close. Bins in the back. Alright. What was I saying? Forgotten. Can you hear the rain? It was just pitter patter. I find it so relaxing. We have a lot to do. Getting that porch down is at the top of the list, ready for the door install, and they're also going to put a little bit of fascia back on where the porch has been. It'll be bare once the porch is down. And Amy's loft pod, we really need to get going with the loft pod, because without that space nothing in here works, so we need to do that. And David's back to work full time. He's out the door 11 hours a day, 5 days a week. So because we are doing most of it ourselves, or rather David's doing most of it himself, it's going to be slow going, and that means that the updates will be slow going as well. But I do want to keep bringing you along. I really do, because I want to look back on them, but also you've seen how we're living. I don't believe I've seen anything like that, or anything similar to that even. People tend to not show that, and I feel it's important to be true to me to do that. And because it's not easy living in such a small space with nowhere to put anything, and visually it's very hard because your eye dots from mucky plaster patch to mucky plaster patch and ripped. Oh, I'm waffling. I just feel it's important. It's important. And if you're living like you're living with me, or you have lived in the past, and I know some of you have, you've been through all of this, yeah, solidarity. Thanks ever so much for watching. The updates will slow down, but I'll still take you with me, is what I'm trying to say. So until the next time, whenever that is, bye.